Okay, so today we are going to talk about advertising and public relations. I am Tamisha Ghosh, Assistant Professor, School of Arts and Humanities and Social Sciences at Reva University, Bangalore. Now, today our objective is to give basic understanding of what advertising and public relations is to the students. This content is mainly for the students of mass communication, undergraduate students. Generally, when we talk about mass communication, what comes to our mind is primarily journalism, but here we are also trying to cater to the students who are interested in advertising and want to pursue advertising or public relations in future. Okay. Now, first of all, we need to understand what is advertising. Advertising is, first of all, it's a marketing activity. Okay, it's a part of marketing communication. It's a promotional activity. And as a consumer, when we are buying something, our buying decisions are also mostly dependent on the kind of products that we see on television, on digital media, on newspapers. So advertising plays a very important role even when it comes to our purchasing habits. So as the definition, basic definition goes, advertising is a promotional activity which aims to sell a product or service to a target audience. It is one of the oldest forms of marketing which attempts to influence the actions of its target audience, either to buy, sell, or to do something specific. So also understand who are your target audience. Understanding of your target audience is primary. It's the basic thing when it comes to mass communication. Whom are you communicating with? Who are your target audience? Once you are clear on that, once you research on that, then you can actually tailor a message according to the needs of your or desires of your audience. Okay, now we'll come to the features of advertising. Advertising has some basic features. The features are, it's a paid form of mass communication. Now understand, whenever we see any form of advertising, be it on television, newspapers, online media, it is basically paid. As a from a company, as a brand, we are paying to get that space. Okay, when you see advertisement on magazines and newspapers, the company or the organization or the brand has paid for that space to feature on that particular media. Okay, so it's a paid form of mass communication. The idea is to reach maximum number of audiences. Okay, comes from an identified sponsor. When an academy or Pepsi or Coke, they are putting up an ad, we know who is the sponsor behind it. Okay, from who it is coming. Next is, one second, I'll just adjust my screen a bit if it is okay. Yeah. Next is, it is non-personal in nature. Always remember, advertising is non-personal in nature. It is not targeted particular to you. It is mass communication. Okay, unlike direct selling. And also it is a one-way communication. When it comes to advertising, it is one way, because immediately, unlike in online media in today's time, we have the provision of feedback, immediate feedback, or the directly from the social media platforms, it can divert the traffic to the website, and you can actually see how many people are actually adding to cart or actually making the purchase. But in traditional advertising, it's a one-way communication. Feedback, obviously, you will get ultimately how many people are talking about your brand, how many, how it is impacting your sales, that is there. But primarily, it's a one-way communication. It's a paid form of communication. It's a part of marketing communication, as we have already mentioned. And it also tries to influence and pursue. Sometimes, we might not even need a product, but it is being advertised, it is being shown so many times, we tend to buy it because it creates a desire in our minds. Okay, next is functions of advertising. Now, functions of advertising, first and foremost, is how do we know about a product or service? Basically, advertising generates awareness. It makes us aware about a product or a service. It informs, it educates, it also persuades us to buy a product. Sometimes it creates a notion that we actually need this product. How are we continuing our lives without a product? Okay. And very important thing about advertising is, as an advertiser, when you are selling a product or when you are actually making an advertisement, remember to sell the benefits of the products and never the features. As a consumer, I would not care about the features, because I care about how is that product going to benefit me, because I am investing. Okay, it changes attitudes. It gives a reminder, okay, you exist. See, there are products where you will see advertisements are you know shown for a particular period of time. There are different ways you can schedule your advertisements as well. Let's say when summer is here, just before the arrival of summer, you will see more advertisements of cold drinks and fruit tea and soft drinks and all of it. Okay, all talcum powder on all of it, the products which consumers actually need and use during that particular season. You would see before a particular occasion like Raksha Bandhan or Diwali, Cadbury celebrations and California almonds and all, they would advertise more to generate more sales. Similarly, before winter, you would see all these comforters and fabric conditioners and you know uh, all the things that you require in winter season. Those kind of products would advertise their products more. Okay, it creates a brand image. Obviously, if it's there, if it is being talked about, it if it's being advertised, if there's a celebrity endorsement involved, then why not? We all would want to buy it. It creates an image. Obviously, you need to counter your competitors claims as well. Understand when let's talk about Tide and Surf Excel. Surf Excel is saying we are the best, daag achhe hai, and you take care of all the good things. We will take care if you get dirty, if your clothes get dirty in the process. On the contrary, Tide is saying, "Kyun chauk gaye na?" It's like we are giving better. In fact, there are some brands, in some category where they actually directly put their competitors' brand and they show how they are better. So you have to stay ahead in the market. You have to stay ahead in the minds of your audience, top of the mind recall. And it is through advertisements how you can actually counter your competitors' claim by telling them how you are the best, how you can create a brand loyalty, you can create a brand image and remind customers, educate customers about your product. Next is ad agency structure. Basic ad agency structure is this. You have an ad department, production department, research department, media planning, accounting and finance. Basically, once the client comes to you, you have to do a thorough research about the client, where the product is currently placed in the market. Depending on that, you give a report, you come up with a plan, you give it to the client to get the budgets approved. Once that is done, you develop your art, you develop your content, you work with art department, you produce an ad, be it for television, if it's a television commercial, or for the print, or for the outdoor media, and you plan the media. Once it is produced, now where are you going to place your ads and when? Okay, which are the slots you're going to buy for radio, television, where are you going to place in outdoor media, which are the newspapers and magazines are you going to target, by space, all that is there. And after all that, you start evaluating, you monitoring the ads and try and evaluate the ROI, the return on your investment. Okay, functions of ad agencies. Basically, functions of ad agency is to attract clients, handle clients. There are full-time agencies, there are agencies which are particularly into research, particularly into ad production, particularly into media planning. Okay, now I'll quickly go to public relations. Public relations is another very important part of marketing communication. Unlike advertising, it is not paid, it is mostly third-party endorsement. See, advertising is more like I am the best, where public relations is like when the third person is telling you, he is the best. Okay, it's always more credible because it's third party endorsement. Okay, so public relations is the practice of creating, promoting and maintaining goodwill and a favorable image among the publics towards an institution or public body. Okay. It's about continuous relationship, it's about building and maintaining a relationship for an organization with its publics. Now, who are its publics? Public can be divided into two halves: internal public and external public. Internal is your employees, your board of directors, your shareholders, investors, distributors, suppliers, retailers, whereas your external publics is your media, your consumers, your influencers, government, community where you're working, financial institutions, and other groups. Okay. As an organization, all these are your publics, and you have to ensure that you are in good terms with each one of them. Hence, that's the only way you can actually function. Now, these are the tools of public relations: house journals, press conferences, press releases, exhibitions, again, advertising and media tours, corporate communication, corporate social responsibility. We will get into details of it later. Uh, Different aspects of public relations are also here. And these are the few professional organizations in PR: Public Relations Society of India, Institute of Public Relations, Chartered Institute of Public Relations. See, basically, advertising and PR are two very different things, but you need both in order to have a holistic marketing communication. On one hand, you have a lot of control over your content when it comes to advertising, because you're paying for it, you're buying a slot, your content is your own content, and you know it is going to reach a certain section of your audience. On the contrary, public relations is not paid. It is purely based on how credible your content is. You share it with the media, you share it with the government agencies, they take it forward. Most importantly, media plays a very important role in both the cases. But when it comes to PR, media relations is a core of it, because you have no control over your content and when it is going to be placed. It is based on the quality of your content, okay, that the media would take it up and that would reach your target audience. But for the target audience also, they would know that if a credible media organization is taking it up and it's not just an advertisement where it is not paid, obviously it gains more credibility, okay, for the brand. Thank you so much. I hope I have been able to give you the basics of both advertising and PR. We will get back in our next class with far more details. Yeah, thank you.